The Lead. Sponsored by Lavish Boutique, Lavish Coffee, Jasper Veterinary Clinic, Jasper Bone and Joint, and Carl Cannon Chevrolet Buick GMC.
Welcome everybody, I'm Greg Tinker, this is The Lead, and I'm honored today to have with me Coach Dave Lawson from Curry High School and a couple of the players on the team. So Coach Lawson, either you or they can introduce themselves, whichever you'd like to do.
Okay, I guess I'll take the lead on that. First of all, thanks for having us.
Sure.
I appreciate the recognition. Again, I'm Coach Dave Lawson. I'm head softball coach at Curry High School. This is year 7, which is really 6 because we had the COVID year that, you know that whole story. I have with me my starting shortstop, Jenna Madison, who is committed to UAB. She's a senior, and I have Ambrey Taylor, who's a junior. She is recently committed to the University of Alabama.
Well, I know being in the presence of greatness, I didn't know if I would be allowed in the room.
Yeah,
Because,
okay.
Spent most of my years toiling away at the middle school level. And so now here I am among 2 Division I college, soon-to-be college athletes and championship coach Dave Lawson. It's really such a delight to have you guys with us today. It's always good to talk to people who've had success. And as we were talking off camera before we started, Coach Lawson and I go back a ways.
Yeah.
And so it's good to see him again today and kind of get an update, renew our friendship a little bit.
Yes,
So Coach Lawson, let's begin. You just said 7 years and really 6 with the COVID year because of that interruption. But give us a bit of a rundown on the success you guys have had over those 7 years.
Well, as you know, we were able to break through and win the state championship year before last, 2022. But we were knocking on the doorstep a couple of years previous to that, and thought that we were good enough to do it then. And when you get to that level, you got to get breaks and things like that. And we were able to do that in 2022, and we were right back there again last year, and we made it to the Final Four and come up 1 run short. So we were very close, and we're looking to do that again this year. That's our goal every year. There's no other expectation as far as we're concerned at Curry.
Mm-hmm.
We expect to be there contending for it and winning it. So we got a good team returning this year, and that has a shot. If I can keep everyone healthy, like especially these 2 right here, and keep them playing at the level that they play at, we'll have a good chance. We're currently sitting ranked number 2 in Class 4A, and people think that we're one of the best teams in the whole state. That remains to be seen.
Mm-hmm.
But we work hard at it. We put a lot into it, and we hope that shows in the product we put on the field.
Sure. Current record?
We are 20-5-1, and then we've lost to 5 7As.
Mm-hmm.
There's no excuse. We expect to beat them, but
Sure.
we've been beaten 5 times by Thompson and Hoover and those type schools. But we're right there with them.
Well, that's one of the things that you've decided obviously as a coaching staff, is you're going to play up a level.
Yes.
Because when it comes down to this time of year and you're into area play and soon to be into the state playoffs, that's going to pay dividends.
Yes, and about softball, we go way back. In fast pitch, in order to be able to hit good pitching, you got to go see it as often as you can. And that's kind of what we do when we make a schedule. It's tough, but we're trying to get prepared for postseason. We got to get there first, but hopefully when we're there, there's nothing we haven't seen and not prepared for. So
Sure.
That's kind of the mindset behind it.
Well, girls, you guys, Coach Lawson's already said that you've signed scholarships. So talk a little bit about your time at Curry. You were on the championship team a couple of years ago. Give us a highlight from that season, and then we'll go forward to a highlight from this season so far. But let's begin in that championship run. If you can think back to that and what maybe was a highlight of all of that.
You want to go first?
Yeah.
Well, I vividly remember that year. We lost our very last game of the season around about a week or 2 after this time, and Dave was not happy. So we had tough practices, and from then on our team really bonded together, and everyone became very close, and from then on we didn't lose again.
Yeah.
So I remember that one very vividly.
Good. So you got to go, if there's a bobble somewhere along the way, get that corrected and headed in the right direction, right?
Yes.
Which ends up in a championship, which is good.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
That year, I tore my ACL, so I didn't come back until, I think it was the week before area, was it?
Yes, you missed 44 games that season.
Yes, and I came back during I played during area, and from then on, I just kind of went and did my thing. And obviously, I had the support of my teammates, and that was just amazing.
Obviously, getting you back might have been a key to helping win that state championship, sounds like.
I mean, no doubt about that. And coach, to add to that, she tore her ACL in basketball, had surgery in January, was
Yes,
it?
sir.
And was able to come back in April. That's
Wow.
how fast she recovered from that. And she wasn't 100%. She was probably about 70 or 80, but 70 or 80% of Jenna, I'll take it. So, but to see her drive, and Ambrey knows she's her best friend, the work she put in, she was determined she was going to get back for the playoff, and she did, and she made a difference.
Well, that says a lot about your character and your work ethic
Yes,
and everything
exactly.
else, and having maybe a good friend to spur you on in that, right?
Yes, sir.
So you've had an opportunity then to sign scholarship. So tell us a little bit about the recruitment and your decision to sign at UAB and then for you to sign with the University of Alabama.
So I was originally committed to Grand Canyon in Arizona, and in October I decided that I wanted to stay closer to home, and so I decommitted. And a few weeks later, I talked to Coach Doherty at UAB, and then a few weeks after that, I committed there, and I love it. I'm
Now,
excited.
so did you decide that Arizona was not good for you, or did mom and dad decide that Arizona was maybe not good?
I decided.
Okay.
I'm a big family person, so
Yeah.
I wanted to be closer to all of them, and my entire family lives here. So
Well, I think that's a good decision. Grand Canyon's a long way away. So
yes, sir.
they wouldn't have been able to see you play nearly as much. So that was a good decision.
Neither would I. So now I get
Sure.
And on the plus side, I get to play against her.
That's
so-
right.
I wouldn't say it's plus side, but
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, it'll be a little different seeing each other from a different side of the plate, right?
Yes, sir.
definitely.
So talk about signing in Alabama. That's obviously Alabama, one of the premier programs in the country. So talk a little bit about that.
So my recruiting process started September 1st of 2023, and I had phone calls all night. Alabama was at 12:15 a.m. on September 1st, so that was pretty cool, hearing from them that soon. And then I went to visits to Ole Miss and Mississippi State my first 2 weekends. And then my third weekend, I went to Alabama, fell in love immediately. Like, as soon as I got there, I knew. It was that, like, when you know feeling. So I called all my coaches as soon as I got back home, like that Sunday. I called everyone else that called me, and I was like, hey, I'm committed. And I chose to go there.
Yeah.
It was really exciting.
So have your college coaches kind of indicated where you might end up positionally there? Because often that changes from high school to college.
So mine, Coach Murphy, he recruits for like hitters and athletes. So he said my infield is like where I go, where I play, but I could possibly be in the outfield. I could be a first baseman. Like, if I'm hitting, I'm playing. That's how he recruits.
Sure. He'll find a spot right
Yeah, that's
somewhere
how he
out there as
works.
long as you're hitting. Yeah,
I'm
sure.
okay with it.
That's a
I'll play.
fact.
Sure.
I'll play anywhere.
That's about how Coach Doherty does it. If you're an athlete, you're gonna play, especially if you're hitting the ball.
Mhm.
And I'm also an infielder, but if he needs me in the outfield, obviously, even if he needs me to catch, not pitch, I can't pitch. But if he needs me to catch, I'll do it. Anything.
She can pitch.
Okay, so double
Second,
bonus.
8th grade.
Been a while, but you
Right.
can still maybe do that in a
Yeah.
pinch, right? Well, that's good. I know that's exciting for you guys, and you have a little bit of precedence. You've coached how many college players now? Do you know? I know it's been a bunch, but let's just
Been
say
several.
let's just say at the D1 level.
It's 2 years ago.
Yeah. So at this level, they'd be the first ones
Okay.
at this level.
Okay.
So many great players going on to college and still playing. So
Yeah.
a lot still playing. So
So those girls that have come through the program
Mhm.
who played at a high level, D1 level,
Mhm.
what influence have they had? Have they talked to you about that so far and said, "Hey, here's what to kind of expect"? Have you had much contact with them?
I do still contact Lindley Tubbs about it. She's at JSU. But back in 7th grade, they all kind of took me under their wing and showed me, like, hey, this is how we do it here. They just took care of me. Like, I was one of their own. And it was, like, such a blessing having them there for me. And, like, they still hold that. Like, I can still call them whenever I want to, any questions I have. So it's pretty cool.
So it's good to have mentors who've been there
Yes.
and done that.
If I ever need anything, I know they'll answer the phone for me.
yeah.
Sure. So obviously there's been a lot of success over the last 7 years. You guys have been there playing all along now, I guess maybe starting as early as 7th grade. So what would you say is the recipe for success in the program? And let's start here.
I think that all of us working together and having a bond inside of inside the field and off the field even, because if you're not having like good like spirits on the off the field, you're not gonna be able to obviously connect on the field. And I think that's really like a really big thing to have, because if you're all connecting together, you're all gonna play together, and it's just gonna click whenever it needs to click.
Sure.
I agree with that. We're very much a team. Like when you think of a team, that is us. We're very together. Everyone's friends, even if they like you wouldn't know it if no one was friends. And one thing we do is work. We work out. We work. Thanks to this guy.
There's no substitute.
This guy.
No substitute for hard work, but
Yeah.
then the element that goes in that is the chemistry. We talk about that word, but it's a real thing. And if you have that love for each other, love for the game, love for each other, you respect your coaches, that's a winning formula. Doesn't matter what level it is. And I guess you see that, obviously. So, you've won a state championship, you win at a high level each, you said you've been close, and so there's a lot of winning going on at Curry, and you've built kind of a brand, if you will, across the state. I mean, people know
Yes,
when
sir.
Curry shows up right, which is kind of a good thing.
Yes, sir.
And because when you put the blue and gold on, you've got the CHS or the Curry on there, and you go wherever, and people automatically show you respect for that. That's got to be a good feeling. So talk a little bit about the formulation of that during your tenure there at Curry and how you're perpetuating that.
Well, I mean, it wasn't easy. When I took over, I had to come in and change the mindset, so to speak, of the way it was at the time. And that was built around hard work. Like they said, that we work and we create a culture built around that. And they have a support system at home from their parents, their travel ball organizations like you would not believe. It'd take me all day to talk about that. But we try to provide the same type of support system with our staff and the way we do things at Curry, to take them and put them into positions to compete at the highest level and to experience the same type of success. So we kind of try to mirror our program with a lot of things they do in their travel program. They've been fortunate to be a part of the Birmingham Thunderbolts for years, and it's a top organization in the country. So we try to do some of the same things, and it started slow. We slowly built it up, slowly started to get really good players that would work and buy into what we wanted to do. And it's just kind of took off from there. And the kids younger now that are coming up and see them and the ones that went on and played, this is how we're going to do it here. We're not going to do it. We're going to do it this way. Or we're not going to.
Right,
They
sure.
can tell you that.
Sure.
And that equals to success if you do things the right way and stay true to who you are, and good things work out for you.
Well, that's a nice segue into you guys being upperclassmen, and so you have the advantage of having the elementary, middle, and high school all right there on the same campus. And by the way, I'm a Curry grad from back in the dinosaur days. Okay, so
I forgot that.
yeah. How about that? Way back a long time ago.
Yeah.
So I wore the.
I'll send you some gear.
Yeah. I spent my career coaching here in
Yeah.
the city, but I'm a Curry guy and hated Walker with a bloody passion when I was at Curry back in the day. But having everybody there on campus, what's it like when the younger girls who are just beginning softball come to the games? And I don't know if you guys sign autographs already or not, but they want to see you and they want to talk to you. That's got to be pretty special when you have these younger girls coming and wanting to talk to you, right?
Yes,
It
sir.
is.
Was it last year that we did the walkthrough?
Yeah, we're doing it
We
this
did-
year too. I
We
hadn't
did a
told y'all
walkthrough
yet.
through our
Yeah.
elementary school, and it was the cutest thing ever. Girls were stopping both of us, like asking for pictures, and they come to our games. Have we signed any balls yet? I don't think we've signed any, but they all we get pictures with them that when they come watch us. They're always like, "Oh my gosh, that's Ambrey and Jenna." Like, it's so cute. It's so humbling knowing people look up to us and stuff.
Sure.
It's really nice to know that I'm doing something for them and trying to give back to them,
Mhm.
and to know that their love for the game is coming from watching me and Ambrey. I love it.
Well, a little bit of, we won't say totally hero worship necessarily, but somebody who's set a good example for them And like you say, this is the way we do things and this is the result.
Yeah.
And if you get those results from what you're doing, you certainly don't break that formula, right? If it ain't broke,
That's right.
don't
Don't
fix
fix
it.
Exactly
So,
right.
so it's working, and I think it says a lot about the two of you. And one of the things I think, just what I'm picking up on, because we're just first meeting, but they seem, Coach, to be high character ladies as
Oh
well.
goodness, I can't begin to tell you what kind of people these two are right here, and what they mean to me and our school and our program. They'll get out of school one day and they'll look back and they'll realize it. They don't realize it now, but they will at some point. And I hope that one day, when they're done with their career, they'll come back and give a little back to the kids that have supported them. The people support them more than they know, and I'm gonna miss them. And luckily, I got her for one more year. This one's gonna be gone after this year, but I mean, I can't tell you how much they mean to me and how much I love them, and they're special.
Yeah.
They're special.
Well, it takes that if you're going to build a kind of program that
Yes,
you
it
have
does.
at Curry.
You got to have leaders.
You do. And one of the things, as you gain perspective, I know, you're upperclassmen now, but you're still really young. And as you have some college experience and that sort of thing, and who knows, maybe some USA experience along the way, USA team. And you go through that and you look back, you will be able to reflect some and I think want to come back at some point and whatever that looks like, having day camps for the girls or, who knows. But it's a wonderful thing to have ladies like you who are high character, quality athletes who love each other and love the community and are contributing in a positive way, because every community needs something positive to rally around, and Curry softball's been that thing. Would you say?
Yeah, we're proud of that. That we got a good program and it's steady and consistent, and that's something we're proud of. We really are.
So let's talk a little about the future. Tell us about what's coming up now rather immediately, what the prospects look like in terms of state playoffs, state championship,
Okay.
and then the future beyond this year.
Well, as soon as we get here, we're going to practice. We do that every day.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
We got an area game tomorrow. We set 2-0 in area play. And of course, in softball, you play your area games, and whoever wins the area regular season hosts the area tournament, which is what determines who goes to the playoffs. We're in an area with only 3 teams, Hazel and Hamilton, and we play Hazel tomorrow. Beyond that, we hope to handle business and host the area tournament, and we'll go on to regional. And there'll be some good teams in regional, and then you have to place in the top 2 in regional to get to state. And state in Class 4A is the toughest classification in Alabama by far, which is another reason we have to go and play the best competition we can find to get ready for that, because it's tough.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to play kids that are committed to your Alabamas and places like that on these other teams. So we got to get ready. We're good enough. We have a chance.
Mm-hmm.
We got to be playing well when we get there. So that's
Everybody's healthy.
so far. Knock on wood, right? Yeah. But so far, we've actually been without a couple all year. One of them, who was our starting first baseman last year, she goes to the doctor today. Is that today? She may be getting
Sweet.
released today, so we may get a good bat back to help us out, hopefully.
Mm-hmm.
But we've been able to overcome it to this point and played some pretty good ball. So that's kind of it going forward. We expect to get to Oxford and have an opportunity to win it.
Mm-hmm.
That's our expectation.
Well, girls, speaking of the future, I know immediately take care of business, okay? Win the area, get into the regional, all that. But just beyond that, I know we've already talked about Alabama UAB, but kind of give us a little bit of all right, softball's one thing, but you got to determine a career. You got to declare a major at some point. So do you have an idea of what that looks like?
You know yours more than mine, so go ahead.
A couple weeks ago, I got accepted into the elementary education
Good.
department.
Excellent. Well, so that leads me to say this, that, the elementary PE teacher now, do you know Coach Harris?
Yes, sir.
She played basketball for me at
right?
Maddox Middle School.
What
So,
about that?
so Anna Claire and I have a long-time relationship from that. She's a wonderful young lady, and I'm glad that she's there. So that anytime a young person says, I want to be a teacher, that makes me feel so good, so that's a wonderful thing.
I'm looking at physical therapy. My applications will be in August because I still have another year being with Dave.
Sure.
But I want to be a physical therapist.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, well, Bama has an excellent physical therapy program, so I wish you much success in that, but immediately that you win the area, win the regional, and get on to Oxford and bring home another state championship. Hope you stay healthy and all that.
Thank you.
It's been such a pleasure to meet the two of you, and Coach, to see you again.
Sure, thank
And
you.
to renew
Thanks for
our
having us. It means a lot.
acquaintance. Yeah,
Means a
well,
lot.
we're honored to do that. We like having champions on the show. Now, one of the things we want you all to do is to sign the lead poster behind you. We have a Sharpie here, so if
Yes,
you
sir.
guys will do that for us, we'd appreciate that.
You want me
Okay.
to- okay.
Go ahead.
You want me to do my new signature? I
Well,
just came up with one.
Sure, yeah.
It's pretty awesome.
Whatever. Yes, please. Be yourself. Because this will be how you sign autographs at Alabama, so that's what you'll have to
Right.
do.
It's an Alabama.
I thought you might incorporate that. Yeah, that's good. That shows some creativity.
Me and Coach Lawson have been working on that for a while.
Yeah.
I don't have an A.
Well, that's okay. I don't know what you'll have to come up with, some sort of dragonish kind of thing, being a Blazer.
Me too, I guess.
Yes, absolutely,
All right,
Coach.
gladly.
Got to have you on there as well.
Like Draw a Dragon.
And you can even put your championship from 2 years ago on there if you want to, or year before last, however that works.
He's gonna write state champ.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, sure, absolutely. Those are hard to come by. So when you get one of those, you got to make sure you make people aware. Yeah, our basketball team, won the state championship, and Mia Hollingsworth said something that I had not really considered before, but at the end of a season, there's only one team that can say that they went out with a win. Everybody else, however many teams there are, everybody else goes out with a loss, right?
That's right.
Only one team, the last team, can go out being a winner. So,
That's an unbelievable feeling.
and it's hard to come by, right?
Mhm.
They're
It's
precious.
very hard.
It's
Very
difficult to do. So enjoy the ride, okay? Don't wish that, don't wish it away to get to the end. Don't wish it to hurry up and get here. Just enjoy every day of practice and game and all of that, because in the snap of a finger, of course, it's going to be over. One more year for you, but it goes by so quickly. If you can think back to when you first started, 7th grade or 8th grade, whenever, and now, you looked up to those girls and you thought, I'll never get to be a senior or that kind of thing. And now all of a sudden, boom, here you are, right? It's gone by. So enjoy it, soak it up.
Yes,
One more thing, in that state
Yeah.
championship game, we won 2-1. We were down 1-0. We talked about her journey to get back. She got the base hit that tied it up in the 5th, 4th, something like that. And then she got the game-winning hit the next inning. And so that was, memories that they'll never forget. Neither will I.
So you guys were directly responsible
Absolutely.
for that state championship, right?
Mhm.
And so hopefully more of that magic will happen this year.
Yes, sir.
All right. So we wish you the best along the way, and
Sure.
maybe we'll be sitting down sometime in June going over the championship. Let's make a
Be
pact
great.
right now, okay? Let's just say right
Let's do
now
it.
Yes,
we'll
sir.
sit down
do
in
it.
June and talk about the 2024 state champions from
go.
Curry High
Yes, sir.
School.
Yes, sir.
Well, this is Greg Tinker on behalf of the champions from Curry, saying good afternoon from the lead.
The Lead. Sponsored by Lavish Boutique, Lavish Coffee, Jasper Veterinary Clinic, Jasper Bone and Joint, and Carl Cannon Chevrolet Buick GMC.